Hey everyone who's watching, it's Sean from S&S Customs Limited. Today I got a pretty cool video. A customer ordered one of our Springer front ends, and today I'm going to assemble that. I'm going to weld a little bit. For the most part, most of the parts are machined up, so we're going to weld up the rear legs with the spring plates and the lower triple trees. We're going to set the correct offsets so that we're building a 2-under Springer for the customer, and we're going to do like a dry fit with all the components in place. So it's kind of a cool video. When I cut out of this video into the next, I'll show you all the components that make up one of our Springer front ends here at the shop. I've been building Springers for well over a decade. I can't remember really how long, maybe 15, 16 years. And there's about almost 100 pieces that get machined, that get put into place to make these things work. Ours are just like any other Springer. They're adjustable. They can be accessorized. People may want to put a dampener on it. We can do that before it leaves. That's something we have to know before we build it, because there's other components that get fixtured and welded into place to accommodate the damper. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the parts, so stay tuned. All right, well, first up, I want to take a moment and just show you guys our plunger guides for our Springer front ends. These are 1/2-inch 1144 stress-proof steel. They have a bung that's been machined to a 1/2 fine thread, and we have a jam nut right here that's going to lock up once we get everything into place. And then these 2 forks, once they're on your front legs, are going to be the ones moving up and down, and they're going to house the springs. I just wanted to mention, like, all of our components, we use bronze, like really high-end bronze material for the plunger guides for long life and so on and so forth. But every piece you see here, everything is CNC machined in the shop and is precision. And there's a reason why these are a square and not a circle, and I'll get to that in a moment. Well, I can get to it right now. When we push these into the triple trees, we don't want these to spin inside the spring plate. And the reason for that is because I'm going to drill and tap a grease zerk that goes in there, so you can add grease to your plunger guides and stuff like that over the years. You know, every season, if you're using a Springer, put a couple of squirts of grease, maybe the beginning of the season, halfway through the season, and then, you know, you can, if you put it away, you can put some on if you know, put it away for the winter. And, you know, don't go crazy with the grease. You can overpack this and can make a mess of the springs and everything. You just want like enough to kind of keep, you know, this is a bronze bushing anyway. It's going to do exactly what it's supposed to. But anyways, for those of you that don't know, everything is CNC machined in the shop here for precision and accuracy. Now I'm going to take you over to the table and show you some of the flat parts. Okay, so we've got our fork legs. So these are cut to a specific length, and these are DOM tubing, heavy wall, quarter wall. So you can see how thick the tube is. And we machine this accent piece, this piece here, that goes on for added strength, but it just cosmetically looks kind of pretty, very nice once the triple trees and everything are welded into place. We've got our rocker mounts, that's these guys, and I'll show you how nice everything just fits. And those would get welded into place once they get centered. So those are going to be your rocker mounts. That's going to be your fork tubes. Over here we have our lower triple tree. It's all been CNC machined, cut, chamfered, and everything. And we have 2 mounting holes with a 5/16 coarse thread, and that's for our center neck stem, which is all machined from billet T6. We've got our spring plate. Notice the square. That's so our spring guides can't move 360. If they are round and you have a grease zerk, then sometimes your grease zerk will start here and then it'll start to walk to the left or to the right. So that's why we have square tubes. These have been machined. They're CNC machined. That's to accommodate your springs. Your springs are over there. This guy here, it's not done yet, but this is our spring stabilizer. I just have to machine that part off, and this will be a spring stabilizer. We've got our front legs with the maple leaf to let people know that, you know, it's made in Canada. You know, take a bit of pride in that. And, you know, there's not too many. There are some people in Canada that are building some really nice springers. So I'm not the only one. And we've got our rockers. So these are our rockers. Everything is unwelded, as you can see there with the blooper. And these will get centered. So this will get pushed through the hole so there's an even end showing before it gets welded. That's basically the components. So you've got your weld-in slugs here. They're going to go into the top, and this is going to be the hardware we're using. We use all stainless steel, high-end, like the best hardware we can get with all of our springers. So this should be a functioning, minus the top triple tree, I still have to machine that, should be a functioning springer in a couple hours. So I'm going to get to welding, and we'll do a time lapse. There's going to be a lot of welding, so stay tuned. All right, this may look sort of confusing, but it really isn't. It's just what it looks like once we have everything locked down and zeroed out. The most important thing about building a front end, or a frame for that matter, is trueness, and you just try to be as accurate as you can. Welding adds heat, heat adds distortion, so you try to keep it to a minimal. That's why these fixture tables and the fixtures that we built over the years have come in so handy with keeping you know, everything parallel and straight. So I'll just give you a quick little overview. We've got a crossover holding our tubes in place. I could probably lift the table up with what I have bolted to it, the springer bolted to it. We have some 1, 2, 3 blocks. That's to keep everything nice and straight. We've zeroed this out. That cannot move now. We've done the same to this side over here with 1, 2, 3 blocks. We know that plate is going to be straight. We know that this lower triple tree is going to be straight, and we're going to tack it into place. We have a bump stop set up here. They're both the same, which means that our legs have to be parallel now. From here to here, you know, when we go to slip our rocker mounts on and weld those into place, it's important that that doesn't move or shift. And with this bump stop up here locked into place, and your top tubes both pushed up to this bump stop, you should have no problems. Anyways, there we go. And I'll weld this, like I'll weld as much as I can in this position, and it will stay in the jig till it is to the ambient temperature. That's really important. Sometimes we'll de-stress them. We have a big oven. We can heat them up to like 350 to 400 for like, you know, 40 minutes or whatever. But if you do it correctly and assemble it correctly and have all your fittings and everything nice and tight, there should be no need of that. There should be not too, very much stress put into it from welding. Anyways, I'm gonna get welding here. Cheers. All right, so we've got the back legs 100% welded up. Put some really nice TIG welds on there. Good heat marks, and we've got it locked into the fixture until it cools. It's still quite hot. What I'm gonna do is move on to the next portion. These would be considered your stationary legs. They're what's gonna hook up to your neck, and they don't move. These are your front legs, and we're gonna do these next. And then we're gonna weld up the rockers. So stay tuned. Took me about an hour, probably about an hour to weld that up completely. Because I wanted to get it tack welded first. But we got some really nice welds in there. Good penetration. Should be a good, strong, long-lasting Springer for someone. Stay tuned because I'm going to do up the front legs in a minute. Cheers. All right, so this is just dry fit. Laser straight, super tough, very accurate. Springer. We've got all the major welding done. There's still a few key components. This is just a dry fit. But anyways, that's putting together one of my Springer front ends. And see if I can give you a better view. This way might be better. Yeah, so there it is. It's, you know, we just took our time, fixtured up everything, and the bushings aren't in the rockers yet. It's gonna head out to get sandblasted this week, and then we're gonna powder coat it and ship it to the customer. But that's it. One of my Springers. All the pieces are made in the shop, and a little bit more machining, and this one will be done. All right, well, that video represents pretty much how the Springers are put together in the shop here. The biggest thing, you know, when you're building this stuff, or when I'm building this, is keeping it straight and accurate. You want your customers to be happy with the product and stuff like that. And, you know, that's quality control and stuff is really important to me personally. I want people to enjoy our parts that we manufacture here for years to come, and you know, and years and years and years more as these bikes get passed down. These bikes are special. The motorcycles that people are building with our parts, and we want our parts to last, and we want them to fit, and we want our customers to be happy with the product that they're purchasing. I realize, you know, supporting a small manufacturer in Canada can be a little bit more expensive these days. We're going to, you know, look at some of the pricing on the website and see what we can do, but from just a material perspective and consumables, that kind of stuff has, you know, tripled in price over the last, even just the last year. So it's hard to be competitive, and with, you know, it's really important, you know, it's just easy to go to Amazon or find something made in China. I understand that, but I'm very thankful for the customers that I have here in my own country who are patriotic enough to support someone. It's important for them to support people that are making stuff in their own country, and I can't express how important that is. You know, that's why the world is in the position that it's in, and a lot has to do with that. So I'm not going to get political, don't worry, I'm not a political person, but it's just nice to show you that, you know, the pieces that are made that go into our front ends and so on and so forth. So, you know, next time you see a part on Amazon or you know, eBay or just look for your Canadian distribution centers. Like, made in Canada is it's something that should be printed on more things out there in the world. I believe we build great stuff in our country. We just have to get the people to support it a little bit more, and as a manufacturer on our end, let people know what we can build and what we're capable of, and stuff like that. And my avenue of stuff is such a niche market of stuff like choppers and, you know, custom motorcycles, and even the newer stuff like the M8 stuff. Right now, like, it's just, the market is flooded with all kinds of stuff that you can get on Temu or Amazon and stuff like that. But there's a lot of Canadian guys and Canadian manufacturers that are making that stuff that you know, you can support in your own country, and the prices are relatively good. Over the next week, we're going to kind of renovate the shop and make some shelves, because I have a new VMC coming. I'm very excited to say that I have a new vertical milling center coming in April. I'm pretty excited about. It's going to allow us to make a lot more stuff faster. We have two vertical mills over on the other side of the shop, and a lathe and stuff like that. And the CNC plasma table helps out, but we are growing, and we're thankful that we're growing. It's because of people like you that watch these videos, that interact with us. I love doing these videos. I love showing you a window into S&S Customs. It's pretty fun, and the comments and everything have been great, and the people have just been awesome. So, you know, just, if you catch anything from the tail end of this video and me kind of blathering on, is, you know, we need to come together and support more manufacturers in our country. There are a lot of us out there, and you know, and doing good quality work. You know, just try to support that. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any questions about Springer front ends, and so on and so forth in the shop, just shoot us a message or a DM. You can get a hold of us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we're at www.snscustomslimited.com. One thing I will mention before I go is, with the new machine, I can create parts quicker. What that does is it can lower the prices down, and you get better quality for better price and stuff like that. And for those of you that ask us to machine stuff for them, quantity is your friend. So the more you would purchase, obviously the price of the unit's going to go down with the quantity of what's being ordered. That's just a common thing in any fabrication machine shop and stuff like that. So thanks for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that stuff. I hope everybody has a great week, a work week, and I'll see you next weekend when we do another video. We're going to be bending up a set of handlebars for the panhead build. Cheers. Take care.